Every single person outside of your realm right now actually would operate just like you would when it comes to buying, when it comes to making a purchase decision. And whether we do our buying decisions online or we do them in person, I think that we can all relate on a few things. And these are things that you're going to be able to at least acknowledge now in the first call and leverage for your ability to continue that engagement. Keeping control of the initial conversation, I think that is very important, because if you're not, then you're not the one asking questions, you're actually answering questions. And let me give you an example. When we have a lead that calls in, and one of their very first questions to you is like, hey, you know what, Dustin, I don't have any time, man. What's the best rate you got? I got 3.25, 30-year fix, and I'm just looking for a lower rate and lower payment. The average response is going to be, oh, well, yeah, I'm sorry, man, we just can't beat your interest rate. I'm not saying that's what Dustin would say, but to that effect, that is the common response, because again, we're engaged in a systematic process. We believe that there are more leads coming in. We believe that we have to do as the prospect says sometimes, and it becomes a very confusing task that we have to go through because we are met with these questions up front. And so the sales script that I shared with you guys is designed to dismantle the guard. It's really kind of to dummy it down. If you've heard Ray inside of a meeting, he's very talented at dumbing a message down. I even tell him that on the side, like, hey man, teach me how to dummy it down, because I naturally want to go over the nuances, the details, and I need to know the whole entire dynamics. I feel that was my perception. And after years of being mentored by Ray, he's actually showed me that if you just dummy it down, you know, it's actually an easier way to convey that message. So I appreciate that. And what I learned in that process is that WIIFM, if you ever heard of this, it's called What's in It for Me. And that is something that we all share, right? This is why we come to a sales environment, is because what's in it for me is the upside of commissions. It's the upside of bonuses. With regards to the clients, what's in it for them is something that we need to address very quickly, because we have this kind of a blitz amount of time to engage with them and keep them going our way. And so if they come to us and one of their immediate questions is, can you beat this rate? Or I'm just looking for your best rate and I want to pay no fees. I want it done now. And I don't want to give you any information. This is what we're hearing in the streets. Am I right? Do you agree? This script will teach you how to kind of take that energy and just sway it. Say, yeah, perfect. I can help you. When you have an inquiry contact you and they're calling in or you're giving them a call back, the same thing happens every single time. And because we're stuck in the systematic process, sometimes we forget to take a step back and realize that what's happening is reoccurring. And it's the common objections that we meet. It's the common walls that we run into when it comes to the first conversation. And that common wall is resistance for their time, meaning that they usually say, oh, I don't got time for this. Or I don't got time to give you any information. I just want to know if you could beat this rate. I'm just checking around. Everyone appreciates their time. The verbiage inside that sales script that I'm sharing with you guys, one of the very first things it says is, I don't want to waste any of your time. Before I move forward with this call, let me just ask you a few basic questions first to make sure you're in the right place. Nobody can turn that down. And when you make that first engagement, we just see it as words, right? Because we're again in the process. But when you look at it from a prospect's point of view, you kind of shut them up. And I don't mean that in a bad way. You need that in order to take control of the conversation. Because when you dismantle their guard and you have their full attention, you now have, again, a few more seconds to keep them engaged and keep them attracted. The first questions that we like to ask, and correct me if I'm wrong, is what is your goal? What are you looking to do? And I hear this all the time. And what do you think the average response is?
Lower my payment.
Lower my payment, lower my rate. You would be amazed how many of us do not actually dig deeper into that question. We will write our notes and say, I would just want to lower my payment, and then move forward. When we actually dig a little bit deeper into that goal, that is a time where you're getting their full emotion of why they're doing the inquiry to begin with.